Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Which I have hopefully stabilized. This would be the third day of this game. And my main task at the moment is to attempt to inspect the victim's body without actually throwing up, because it's so much easier to actually do the investigation when you're not vomiting. So in order to do that, I have to somehow equip and complete this volumetric shit compressor thought. So that is somewhere in here. Yes, here we go. We have... Your shit is a part, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that will help. And I have this option to internalize it, but... hopefully this counts as equipping it so that I can get it together so that I can actually do my job. Wouldn't that be nice? So, yes, okay. The children have been profoundly unhelpful, but I don't think I have interacted with this dumpster. Trash container. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. And I have the option between talking to it or leaving. Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container. Just a trash container? There's no such thing. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock. Okay, so I can ask it the same question again, or I can ask, how do we get the lock open? Kim, we could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or... I have the options between or lieutenant or no or pry bar. Let's ask him what he means. Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. Well, yeah, and I do have to talk to him and tell him that that lady who quit doesn't actually hate him. So... logic. He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. Yeah, so that sounds like a much better idea on the whole, so I'm going to skip attempting the physical instrument legendary of using the pry bar and go talk to the dude inside the hotel again. Although, come to think of it, I should probably take off these rubber gloves before I do that. Let's see if I just... yeah, there we go. There. Okay, and the quest open trash container now exists. There's a locked trash container behind the Whirling in Rags. The manager guard should have a key. Alternatively, you could use brute force to pry the lid open. You just need a pry bar. Obviously, the way the quest is written is just in case you have not already appropriated the pry bar from Kim's car, which I absolutely have. I appropriated everything from Kim's car. Okay. Inside. The loading screens are so long in this game. Okay. And you know, while I'm passing by, why not talk to the lady in the wheelchair again?
Hello again, sweetie. I see you met up with your colleague.
The lieutenant nods politely. A reaction speed. Wait, who's Sweetie? Oh, and I have the option between who's Sweetie and does that mean you like me? Who's Sweetie?
Why? You are, officer.
And the options are now, I'm no sweetie, look at me, or, maybe I am. I'm no sweetie, look at me, I'm a mess.
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw, and that silly dimple on your chin.
Well, I think I'm flattered. And I have the options between saying, thanks, I appreciate it. Dimple or not, I am a bitter man. The years have taken their toll. That stupid dimple has only brought me suffering. Or, I don't want to talk about the dimple anymore. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. Esprit de corps. Easy success, but still a success, yay. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. Response is, you seem to be in a chair. How'd you like to roll with me? I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. Or I've got to go now and just leaving. There's so many obvious statements here, and it's so difficult to pick between them. I'm just gonna go with number 3 then. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. I appreciate the fox comparison. Now my options are, I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. I hope you're right, I hope it's not too bad. Or, yeah, I'm blowing this whole thing out of proportion, forget I said anything. Well, I don't think I want to admit that I forgot everything because of drinking so hard right in front of my temporary police partner who is staring so very closely at me right now. I'm going to go with the middle option then, as being the middle. I hope it's not too bad. You know where we are, right? And oh boy. This is clipping into itself. Oh dear. I have the options of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, it was on my keys. We're in Revicol. On Insulinde. I don't really know, some seedy hotel. A war zone at the edge of the world. Or we're dead, haunting each other. We're ghosts. I'm going to go with we're in Revicol. That's right, in a hostel called the Whirling Rags to be precise. Alright. And my very first possible response is actually a variation of that, which is, okay. All I know is that Rivicol used to be really cool in the 30s. Revicol is disgraced capital of the world, something like that. Or, honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Rivicol. What kind of place is this? All I know is that Rivicol used to be really cool in the 30s. The new disco dancing. It seems like a lifetime ago. Her eyes are filled with light reflected off those gilded years when the city seemed full of possibility. Much has changed, but it's still the most beautiful city in the world, a rare jewel set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners. All right. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? And the options are, it's the spring of 51. Sure, it's the year 973. All I know is we are approaching the end times. Or it's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am. Now, if I remember correctly from way back in my first play session 2 weeks ago, it is the spring of 51 currently, so I'm going to go with that one. I gained a kind green ape pen. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded. Oh. She's gone all maternal on me. Composure. Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Oh, my goodness. Oh. I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh dear. We have the options of some kind of democracy, maybe? I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it is not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners and women. Or COP. We're living under the COP regime. I don't think any of these are right. I'm certain that the number 3 and number 5 are incorrect. I'm gonna go with number 2 because that seems to be the closest to what I've observed so far, maybe? I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat. Oh, sweetie, she smiled a sad smile. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way, other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revicol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat. I figured. Rhetoric, but they still have cops. So now my possible responses are, if there's no government, how come there are cops? Or, I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now the RCM is all we've got. Well, that just leaves me with, if there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear. She shakes her head, suddenly very worried. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Rivicol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. Neither am I, apparently. Half-light. She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged. Oh, I didn't mean to scare her. Alright, so the options now are, so how did I do? What's the revolution you mentioned? Or who could tell me more? Which is a way of concluding. I'm going to ask her about the revolution because she did bring it up. A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this I can't say that word. Oh no. Tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. That was 42 years ago. Okay, now that has the option of, what does that have to do with there not being any cops? Or, but I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. What does that have to do with it not being any cops? It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. Okay, and so we've looped back to, so how did I do? The revolution that I just asked about, or asking her who could tell me more. I will ask her how I did. You're doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things, history and places, remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd. She's never had a hangover in her life, apparently. Kim, a sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. I have revealed too much. Oh dear. Lena. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs, and while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. Oh boy. Alright, who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? Maybe you should ask. She turns to the lieutenant. Oh no. Kim. No, he looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Okay, new task, get a reality lowdown. I keep getting so many quests and completing none of them. Okay, Lena, of course. She turns to you. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated, though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. Reaction speed. That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central. That is true. Okay, so we're back to stating the very obvious of her being in a chair, asking how she'd like to roll with me, or leaving. You know what? She seems to like me. I don't want her to stop liking me because almost everybody else dislikes me, so I'm just gonna get going. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. She gives you a small wave. She seemed nice. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Let's speak to Gart again. Or actually, let's get a reality lowdown. You have no idea where you are. Lena encouraged you to ask others to explain the world to you in greater detail. Perhaps try a rich person? Rich people are educated. I don't know. And I have a new item, which is kind green ape pen. A pen with a green ape head on one end. The ape has closed its eyes, a kind expression adorning its face. It seems to be meditating. It must be useful for something, if only to sell for money, so... Okay, and just because I'm paranoid, let's save. didn't even threaten to crash that time. That's excellent. Okay, cafeteria manager.
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying to accomplish? You do understand you still owe me money, right?
Savoir-faire. Damn, your feet thought we got away. Well, yes, I did flee from him earlier. Okay, so my options are, hold on, what is this money anyway? Don't I get something for effort? Or, I'm sorry, I know it was irresponsible of me to run. You have to understand, I was desperate. I just... Don't I get something for effort? You know what? The stupid drinks you had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them, not because you ran away. Oh. He crosses his arms. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights in the broken window. That's 100 square. And the options are, so we're cool, or thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation. Don't thank me yet. You still owe me 100 real. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you up there. He points upstairs towards your room. The one I trashed. Now, what the hell did you want? I presume you wanted something to come back here. Okay, so my options are, is the trash container out back yours? So, about the money I owe. I need a drink. Can you pour me one? I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart, a thing I need to talk about. I talked to Sylvie. She left because of me, not you. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here, or goodbye. Well, I'm certainly not going to leave without getting at least one of these. Let's bring up Sylvie, then. I talked to Sylvie. Wait, what? He looks up, surprised. But what about the bird? The bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. Okay, the options are, she didn't break it, I did, I threw it against the wall. Or she said it was just an accident. Both of these are the truth. But one of them makes it not my fault, so I wouldn't have to pay for it. So, she said it was just an accident? Why didn't she just tell me that? I don't care about stuffed birds. I care about my employees. He stumbles with words, shaking his head. All right, he calms himself. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? He repeats. Did she say anything about me? Okay, the options are, she said she was flattered. It was just bad timing. She said that you're nice, but also her employer. I mean, come on, the power vertical here. Shake your head. Or, no, we didn't really talk about you. Which, I already told him that I talked to Sylvie about him, and that she says, you know, flattered, but it was bad timing. Really? The man doesn't know what to say. He wipes his brow and stares at the counter. I should give her a call then. Hooray! I actually finished a quest. Thanks, I guess. He gives you a short nod. Was there anything else you wanted, or... Hand-eye coordination goes off again. We were sort of hoping there would be a gun, an expensive jewel, or at least a sword in it for you if you deliver the message. Oh well. And back to the other ones. Let's ask about the trash container. Is the trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling and Rags. Okay. Kim, thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Gart. Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out, that's why. And the neighbors, too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company. Well, yeah. Tim. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. Okay. Rhetoric. It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. I have the options between I wonder what this feeling is, or no it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me, and it isn't callous, it's common sense. You know, I personally feel the second one, but I'm going to go with the first one because I want to chase this feeling down. What is this feeling? Prod at him and find out. Oh boy. I can say, doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Or, we need those keys. It's not really that he's guarding the leftovers, it's that he's preventing the neighbors from, you know, getting free trash disposal, so we need those keys. What do you need them for? Kim. It concerns the case. The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden. Please cooperate. And he gives us the keys. Yay. He takes the keys from under the counter and hands them to you. Just bring them back once you're done, please. Okay, so about the money I owe. I have nowhere near enough money to pay him, and I don't think he's going to accept installments, so not that one. I need a drink. Can you pour me one? I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart, a thing I need to talk about. Or, by the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here. I need a drink. Can you pour me one? Do I have a shaker in my hand? It's this. He points to his empty hand. Is this a shaker? Visual calculus. Medium success? It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation. I have the option between saying no, there's nothing there, or saying nothing, which is what I'm going to do. Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this? He shakes the imaginary shaker furiously. Continue. Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No? Do you know why? And the options now are because you're not a bartender, or why? Because you're not a bartender? Gart. I got experience for that. That's right, I'm the cafeteria manager. He calms his breath. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else? Continue. Rhetoric. Play it calm. This man needs to understand that you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff. Okay, so now the options are, I want a fucking drink, asshole. You don't understand the seriousness of the situation. I'm an alcoholic. I need my fix. I'm an alcohol-operated detective. If you want me to clean up the dead body and solve the case, then you need to insert alcohol into my mouth. Or, fine then, I had something else I needed. I'm an alcohol-operated detective, you know? Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice big refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple? So now my options are glass, pineapple, or you do not want to taunt me, not when it comes to marinellas. Oh. I'm gonna go with glass. Got experience for that. Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix, and if that's all, I'd like to return to it. Oh dear. Setting aside that chasing my tail around trying to get a drink out of this guy, or asking about the money that I can't pay him. I've seen something here at the Whirling Gart, a thing I need to talk about. He rolls his eyes. What thing? Okay, now that's 3 options. I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union. Gart, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen? Or there's something else I want to ask about. I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union. What's up with that? Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time. I wonder if that emphasis is meant for me. Of course it is. Okay, find out who is in the Union box. Yay, I cleared one task and gained 2 more. Kim, he gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. How do we find them, then? We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. He looks towards the booth. Men are hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow. True. Logic. Medium success. Go me. There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that. Even my logic is throwing shade at me. Gert, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go in the kitchen? What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. Maybe I am a cook. I have a search warrant. But there may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen. But I'm really hungry. Let's keep pounding on it being part of the investigation. He rolls his eyes. He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... He changes his mind. Fine, okay, the kitchen is closed until 1300 because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must. Okay. That spawned a new thought, apparently. Something else I want to ask about. What? Reaction speed. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later. Ah, a subtly hidden game tutorial tip, I guess. I'm going to say goodbye now. Okay, let's see, what's this? Oh, thought complete. My volumetric shit compressor is together. Bizarre scientific news from Revicol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts. Oh dear. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. I will accept that. I will accept that with happiness. Okay. So does this mean that I can examine the body now? Well, let's just check the quests here. Pay for damages. You need to pay for damages you cause in the whirling of rags, or you won't have a place to stay tonight. Ask around for money and be careful with your spending. If you're unsure how much you owe, ask Garta. Alright, find out who is in the Union box. Garta has told you some of the unruly Union men gather in the mess hall of the Whirling in Rags. They're not here today, but most likely they'll eventually show up. Keep an eye out for them. Okay. And inspect victim's body has... now, Well, the equip and complete volumetric ship compressor thought is now grayed out, but it's not crossed out. So, have I not actually equipped it? And my map has been updated? Well, I'm not sure what any of that means, and I don't actually have a map to put any of those points on, so... Okay, so thought... I am reasonably certain that that is equipped. Oh, apparently all of my thoughts are equipable? Sure, let's try doing that. Just to see what happens. Okay, what is this? Ah, encyclopedia. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank and this place sure isn't it. Okay, options are, do I even have one? I have no idea, or discard the thought. Do I even have one? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. So now it's, I don't know, near? South maybe? Far away? Or up on Marvel Hill? I don't know. Near? South maybe? You don't really know, do you? I don't. Does this mean I'm homeless? I have only a vague blackened image. I have only a vague image. A vague blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. So now the options are, could I trace the way back somehow to the exact street, the exact number on a building? Or I'll live in a dumpster, I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop. Could I trace the way back somehow? Lonesome long way home, thought gained. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or apartment will appear. Okay, so that's a new thought. Lonesome long way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children. Go under the great raised motor track, the 881, until you reach Le Domaine Eminent in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there and your footprints in the mud. Interesting. So it looks like I have a thought to slot to work on this, so let's just get that going as well. Okay. Hello, Lop. And good evening to you too. I have picked up so many tasks and completed so few. And I'm going to save because that's what I do now. Okay, so I completed the volumetric shit compression thought, which hopefully should allow me to examine the body. So back out to the body I go. Yes, there's always more to do, and rarely less. And a long loading screen. always, always more. Every time I talk to someone, I get at least 2 or 3 more things. Another couple of play sessions, and my quest list is going to be a nightmare to scroll. Well, I somehow haven't driven him away with my amnesiac losing of both my badge and my gun, and possibly my uniform, although I haven't admitted to that to myself yet. He does seem to be taking a lot of notes about my lacks, however, so... I may not be a detective for very long after this, if I actually manage to have an after to this. I'm also annoyed, though, because Kim is not bothered by the smell of the corpse, so why couldn't he examine the corpse? And in fact, he is the local cop. I don't even know why I've been brought in as a non-local cop. This has not been explained to me. Yes, because it would be too easy. But the fact of the matter is, the body has been there for 7 days. And I've been at this hotel for 3 days waiting for him to show up. So I really honestly wonder what is going on here. And whether or not this loading screen will ever end. Oh my, this just keeps going and going. Oh, finally, we're outside. If I was brought in for fresh eyes, the fact that it took 3 days for my local partner to show up is even more worrying, really. Is the terrible child still here? Yep, the terrible child is still here. Well, let's avoid the terrible child because I don't think there's anything new. Oh, no, wait. Let's remember to put rubber gloves back on before handling a corpse that's been hanging from a tree for so long. It's possible. It is possible that it was a cover for the longest doorway argument. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. Okay, so let's try this endurance test. Let go of your nose without throwing up. Success! As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. Alright, success! I can actually look at the body with both hands. Yay. Conceptualization challenging success. Excellent. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons. The options are, do they always do that, or step closer? Well, step closer. We've updated our task. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. Okay, so my options are inspect the boots, inspect the belt, inspect the tattoos, look him in the eye, squint and take a step back, or ask, so how do we get him down, or just leave? I'm going to inspect the tattoos, I think. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. Options are, is this a map of the night sky? Is this a microelectronic system? Or is this a national pattern? Is this a map of the night sky? Kim. A map of the stars? He turns around to breathe before inspecting it closer. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messianian now, maybe. But this seems more particular, customized somehow. Conceptualization. As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates and you feel as though you were only half right. I'm missing something here. So am I. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. Perception. He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminum from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera. I have the option to ask him, what is that, or let the lieutenant work. Well, the narration has already identified it as some sort of camera, so let the lieutenant work. Oh, it's the child over the fence. Shit, Kuno, what the fuck is that? Continue. Kim. An instant color camera. He produces 2 metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then... Oh! A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour into the thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. I believe we have achieved Magitech here. Continue. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. In case we need it, the lieutenant says, and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. I can say, cool machine, or what do we need this photo for? Cool machine. Yes, he slides the camera closed and tucks it away in his belt. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Interfacing. There's only 1 ampule left. Use it wisely. What do we need this photo for? And a new task. Oh boy. It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted on his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Okay, I can ask, can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell, or to say nothing. I will say nothing. Here, a souvenir. He hands you the piece of rolled-up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. Don't lose it. Well, I got the photo anyway, so I guess I win. Continue. The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms. Inspect the boots, since we're close to them. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Inland Empire, easy success. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. Logic, easy success. These are clearly not boots, they're armor, possibly part of a larger set. So my options are, these aren't just boots, are they? They're armor, or back off. Well, I revelated it, I will say it. Indeed, with his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Interesting. Continue. Encyclopedia, challenging success. Oh, the lieutenant uses a Mnemotech A6. That's not just any notebook, it's a classic. Wow, I'm easily distracted. Forget about the notebook, tell me about the armor. Or, thanks, super useful to know. Forget about the notebook, tell me about the armor. Encyclopedia is clearly some manner of super armor. Or future armor? Super future armor? I'm useless. You are. What kind of armor is this exactly? Kim. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide most likely. This is where the make would be. Where? Under the heel. Fairweather. He turns the boot slightly. Fairweather Model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Okay. So the options now are what happened to the rest of it. The material looks out of place here. Knock on the boot. Pull the boot off, or back off and look at the corpse. The material looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much money are we talking about? For a full set, about 4 years of wages. Significant. Continue. Encyclopedia. For the northwest region of Rivakal, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 rial, unadjusted for rank. Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 rial? Ka-ching, baby! Nod to the boots. That's a lot, I take it? That's a lot, I take it? As a wage, it's regrettably small, but for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. How could this man afford such expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. He checks his notes. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions. Okay, and the options are initial report. These look pretty advanced for a security guard, or okay, makes sense. These look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree, this equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. Okay, so now I still have the option of what happened to the rest of it, knocking on the boot, or pulling the boot off. What happened to the rest of it? The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. It's even odder that he still has the boots on, as they would have been the easiest part to reach. New task. Where's the rest of the armor? Well, yep. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods towards Kuno. Maybe he'll know something. Oh no, not the child again. Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor, or understood. Understood. The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic. Both of these options have the potential to get really gross really fast, but I'm going to try knocking on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Sounds fragile. It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. He points to the boots. See? Hanged man. Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them together. Interesting. Conceptualization, medium success, hurrah. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials like lignium vitae and ebony, perhaps. Vitae? Vitae? What even are words? Okay, now options of what does this remind me of, or not interested. What does this remind me of? Conceptualization. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. Run your finger over the lines. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton where you notice... Ooh, experience and perception. The whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50.100.1000. Point to it. Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton. Good. Can you read it to me? He tipped the drying ballpoint of his on his tongue. Okay. Oh. My drama is prompting me to lie about the serial number. But I'm not going to, because I would like to actually get this investigated. Actual serial number. We have a make and a number, that's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us. Pull the boot off. The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above. Well, this would maybe explain why the boots are still on. Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with your boot under your arm. You know, Pig's gonna pull his head off. Oh no. Brutal, says the other child. Oh, so my options are, what? Lieutenant, you seem distressed. Why? Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it? Or let go of the boot. Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it? You're going to pull his head off. Well, you know. Continue. The child by the fence wants me to do it. Do what? Pull his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. You'll have compromised the coroner's case. Visual calculus. Indeed, from this angle it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles. Ugh. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Oh, many options. These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This is advanced enemy technology. We should conduct research into their weaknesses. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. You said they're expensive. I thought I could pawn them. Un some lucre. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. I just thought I should try. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. I just thought I should try. Try what exactly? Rhetoric, if you can't experiment, how will you learn? So now the options are, I wanted to see what happened. I might have wanted to experiment, you know, get an exploratory jive going. Or I have no idea why, I just do things. There's no underlying reason. I wanted to see what happens. I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. Besides, the lieutenant taps on the boot. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body is being flowing down into the boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? You, and correct. Interfacing. There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down, and second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Sounds like a plan. Accept it. Or steal a dead man's boots, but that would be dishonorable. Refuse for honor. What about refusing because there might be evidence? Ugh. Dishonor. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Alright then, you can pay the hotel bills in honor points. How many honor points have you collected? And I keep arguing with my own mind, and this is concerning. There are honor points? What's going to happen to the boots then? Or, okay, got it. What's going to happen to the boots then? Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. He looks towards the boots. Should we continue? Back off and look at the corpse. Cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue. Inspect the belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester is cut into his neck. Above a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Should teach me to read through before I start reading. Continue. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships. Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo. Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. And so my options are, apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so. Or, then again, what do I know? I don't even know what an airship is. My brain tells me. He nods. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. Okay, so now we're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it. They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. Or how did they even get him up there? Or back off and look at the corpse. How did they even get him up there? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Point to the one at the side of the tree. The ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle. He makes a pulling motion. Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. They sure wanted him to stay up there. Steel wiring and all. I was afraid it would be. He rises to inspect the noose. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it? The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Oh, and options again. Yeah. No, they might have forgotten to brief me. Or, my past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life, certainly not a briefing. They might have forgotten to brief me. New task. Ask Kim to tell you about the case. Oh dear. Then you should ask me the first moment we get. Oh boy. Back off and look at the corpse. Let's see. Well, I have option of look him in the eye, squint and take a step back, or ask how to get him down. Look him in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Perception. These eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Hanged man. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Okay, so I have options of his eyes, they used to be blue, or an Inland Empire Medium 11, tell me, who are you, dead man? Or backing off. Let's see, I have a 42% chance of success on this Inland Empire, which is better than many of the other things I've tried, so who are you, dead man? Medium success. Excellent. I'm gone. Oh boy. Options. Where have you gone? I can see you're gone, but who are you? What is happening? I hate you. You stink and you're boring. Or enough. I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. Let's see. There's nothing funny about you, or you are now, but who were you when you were alive? Who were you when you were alive? A killer. A motherfucker and a killer. Another question. Go ahead, Kobo. I'm having a conversation with a corpse, and somehow this is not the weirdest thing that has happened so far in this game. Where have you gone? Into the wild pale yonder. Where is that? In the past, way out in the west. Oh, what is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you, or never mind, I'm talking to you. The power of your black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips. Ew. Imagination. Oh no. Go ahead, ask me more questions. You fucking love questions. Why do I love questions so much? Because you're a copperoonie. Look at them go. Do you want more questions? No, I'm good. Yeah, give me questions. Give me a comical amount of questions. Yeah, give me questions. Here you go, my loony. Is my name Rooney? Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Or, of course, the I hate you, you stink. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Oh. Enough. You can come back and look into this face anytime you want. Ask me little questions, freshen your memory, create associations, remind me of your mortality, Copulopo. I wonder, if I look him in the eye again, can I mention to Kim that they used to be blue? Same thing. These eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Ah, yes, I can. His eyes, they used to be blue. Kim. Good, the victim is of Occidental descent. He scribbles in his notebook. Light brown hair, blue eyes. Continue. When he says Occidental, he means white, originally from the Occidental subcontinent on Mundi. Okay. Well, we back off. The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench, eyes like a shark. So how do we get him down? He stops to think, then checks his notes. Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down. So the option is step back and have another look, or we've been thorough. Do we have a plan for getting him down? Well, we've pretty much looked at everything we can look at, so unless I want to continue interrogating the corpse through the medium of my imagination, let's go with, do we have a plan? Ooh, a level up. The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. Rhetoric medium success? He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. We have the options of, can't someone else do it? We could saw the branch. Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Maybe we could shoot him down? Maybe we could ask for help from the harbor? Or I'm all out of ideas. Let's have another look at him. We could saw the branch. Climb up there and saw the branch? Yeah, that seems dangerous. There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down off of trees. Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appears to be suspects in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down. But what else can we do? Or, yeah, wait, let's reconsider. Consider other options first. Well, let's consider other options. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt like chicken on a skewer. Ew. Can't someone else do it? Someone else? He pauses. You mean, like, the police? What was there about processing then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help? Okay, so the options now are... Yes, exactly, call the police. Can't the boys from processing take care of this? You have a point there. I mean someone who's below detective. Can't the boys from processing take care of this? No. Why or okay then? Why? Think of the boys from processing as murderers, only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us, and we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast. Maybe we could shoot him down? And the child at the fence, yeah, the enthusiasm is unrestrained. Bang bang time, pigs, shoot his head off. The lieutenant remains unaffected. How? Visual calculus. Where the buckle ties the ropes to the branch. That's a good spot to aim. Okay, so point to it. There, the buckle holds the belt together. I don't know, just, shoot up there maybe. Point towards the branch. Or just shoot the belt, the bullet will break it. There, the buckle holds the belt together. Where? He corrects his glasses. Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt. Kuno. Now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit. And the one at the fence. They'll miss. The pigs will miss, Kuno. Okay. Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen? Actually, don't. It has bad idea written all over it. Wait, let me try. Say nothing, let him choose. Or, I don't know how, maybe it's better not to. Let him choose. Let him choose. Kim, silence. With his elbows sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Interfacing. Securing it in place. Continuing. Encyclopedia. Oh, I have no idea how to pronounce this. That's a Kajal? A9/90 Armistice mass-produced muzzleloader. Aesthetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. Kim. He then steps back and resumes the Phalos test position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches, his finger on the trigger. Okay, options again. Easy does it, partner. Shoot that motherfucker down, or say nothing. Considering it's a muzzle loader, I think I will not distract him. I will say nothing, and the child of the fence says he's gonna fucking miss. Kim. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself, God damn it. Hand-eye coordination. A lot of things were wrong with the shot. The fallow test was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight. Hello, Ezra. Let's see. The child at the fence says fucking idiot, and a word that I am not going to attempt at all. I am sorry to not be around for that kind of amusement. Asshole. Continue. Kuno. Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Okay, so it's okay, man. God damn it, get your shit together. Try again, maybe? Or what now? It's okay, man. Kuno. Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Binoclard. Continue. Kim. The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand. What now? Kim. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. Hand-eye coordination. You know, you don't feel like that too bad of a shot yourself. So now we have options that have not been tried. Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Can I have the gun? I should try. That's it. We have to ask for help from the harbor. Or I'm out of ideas. Let's have another look at him. Yes, Ezra, I'm just, this is my first time playing through the game, and I am just discovering all sorts of things about the terrible person I'm playing as. And I think I'm going to ask for the gun and give it a try myself. Kim, it's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. He pauses, then shrugs, and proceeds to load the pistolet. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it. The piece shines in his outstretched hand. They only have one gun, says the child at the fence. And Kuno, this is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen. Yeah. It is a lot of reading, yes. Supposedly the game is going to get fully voiced in March, but I had already started playing when I found that out, so I'm just continuing on. Alright, take the gun. I have gained a gun. And the child at the fence, yeah, take it, you fucking banani poika? Oh. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth. Oh, lovely. Feel the weight first, or point the gun at the belt. Feel the weight. Hangman, the cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your finger fits right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. Okay. Continuing. Interfacing. You've held this, a P9 armistice, before. At some point it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down. Yes, that reminds me. I still have to figure out where my gun is. Which is probably at the pawn shop, given the hints that I've been given, so I have to figure out where the pawn shop is. Okay, continue. The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth. I just love this audience so much. I wish they'd go away. The children are just such horrible, I hesitate to call them humans. Point the gun at the belt. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm. Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth, she hisses. At least you won't miss. Let's see. Say shut up. Hand-eye coordination challenging 12. Pull the trigger. Close your left eye first. Point the gun at the child at the fence. Or give the gun back to Lieutenant Tsuragi, which is a don't shoot. Let's see. This is a 42% chance of success. Do I increase it or lower it if I close my left eye? I think the depth perception might actually be helpful in this case, although I don't personally have it myself. But yeah, let's roll. Pull the trigger. Failure! A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You miss the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water. Oh no. Oh, now it's a very good idea that we actually took a picture of the tattoos. Oh dear. Morale critical. Heal yourself. How? Oh. Okay. Oh my god, he's going to fucking cry. I knew it. What? Oh boy. Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window, surely. If I was aiming for the buckle that is by the tree branch and I hit the corpse in the chest, I don't think I'm ever going to actually hit. Okay, so can you reload it, please? I need another shot. There's something wrong with your weapon, Lieutenant. It keeps missing. I don't want to do this anymore. This is boring. Start crying. You're sensitive. There's something wrong with your weapon, Lieutenant. I lost the gun. Kim, the Hermistus is sufficiently precise, officer, especially at close range. He takes his sidearm from you and holsters it. Kuno, it's not the gun's fault you can't shoot, it's your pig hands. Pigs don't have hands, they have like fucking hooves or something. Kuno has hands. He displays his little fingers. They're pink. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you. Alright, no, Kuno. If I can't shoot him down, no one will. Lieutenant, we should entrust Kuno with your service weapon. He says he can shoot it down. Or that's preposterous. We're not giving you the gun, kid. Given the conversation that I had with this kid last week, I'm not giving him anything. So, preposterous. That's preposterous, she whines mockingly. What are you, a fucking earl? Continue, Kim. We still need to get him down somehow. His tone is growing tired now. The stench makes him turn away from the corpse. But how? Kim, the bad way. The way I didn't want us to, he sighs, by asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down, too. But wouldn't it be dangerous? How do we get inside the harbor? Or let's get to it then. But won't it be dangerous? Kim. To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everett Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't. Suck my dick, bitches. Who's Everett Clare? Which is the new one on here. Well, one of them is under-equipped and the other one's an amnesiac. I think we're pretty screwed either way, frankly. Kim, the leader of the Union, a dangerous and corrupt man from what I hear. You don't want to owe him much. Yeah, don't go behind someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches. Oh, man. I am going to have to talk to this child again because he might have more information that I didn't get out of him before, and I just... How do we get inside the harbor? Let's just put that off that conversation with the kid. Kim, from the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. He looks around. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely, though. Rhetoric. To the gates! Let's negotiate! Let's get to it then. Okay, and an autosave. Thank you. Okay. So we have new things here. Right. I leveled up, so I have a skill point to spend. I believe I am going to put a point in logic. Wield raw intellectual power and deduce the world. That seems helpful. Okay, we also have an interact item, which is the instant photo of the tattoos. Lieutenant Kitsuragi snapped this photo of the hanged man's tattoos. It displays the intricate web of blue lines stretching across his torso. You have to admit it looks quite cool. And in tools... that was probably the gun. Okay, and in the quests, we have the victim's tattoos. You have a photo of the hanged man's tattoos. Maybe someone can decipher them, tell you what they mean. You should probably talk to about 2 people about them for this. Ask around. Okay. Where's the rest of the armor? The hanged man's armor seems to be missing. Find out what happened to it. The kid throwing rocks at the corpse seems to be a good place to start. Ask Kudo what he knows. Run the number on the victim's armor. You discovered a serial number on the victim's ceramic armor boots. Run the numbers using Lieutenant Kitsuragi's shortwave in his motor carriage. Ask Kim to tell you about the place. Police officers get briefed about the cases they're given. Sometimes they forget the briefing, though, and need to be briefed again. Click on Kim and talk to him about the case. And getting the body down. Somehow make it so that the bloated corpse isn't up there anymore. Shoot it down or ask for help. Do something. You're a cop. Access the harbor and ask for Everett Clare's help. Okay, and I actually completed quest for inspecting the victim's body. Hooray. Okay, so you know what? Let's talk to the child first and then use Kim as a palate cleanser after that.
Does Kuno care?
The boy turns to you. He does not care. Now this one is locked. They put skill points into empathy. Oh, well, too late now. I have the option to discuss the body with him again. I have more questions about the crime scene, ask who is Kuno, or just leave. I have more questions about the crime scene. Yeah, the Kingdom of Kuno, the fuck do you want with it? Okay, so the ladder, ever climb it? Point to the ladder on the tree. What's in the greenhouse over there? I was wondering about the trash container, or, going back to asking other questions. The ladder, ever climb it? Look at that fucking shit, he screeches. You trying to get Kuno killed? So you would say the ladder is unclimbable? Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat. Kim, the lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook. It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno. You know, if this one by the fence wasn't there to egg him on, this conversation would be a lot easier. What's in the greenhouse over there? Dunno, he shrugs. Kip Das Gardner used to work there. Encyclopedia. Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmara, not so much anymore. Hold on, the gardener used to work there? Or you mean the young woman by whirling in rags, the gardener? Hold on, the gardener used to work there? Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. He fills his lungs with the rancid air. His eyes get a little watery. Shit's nothing to Kuno. You mean the young woman by whirling in rags? That gardener? Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit. He looks you in the eye and nods, as if agreeing with himself. Rhetoric. Yeah, her. Continue. Logic. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March, anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March? Wow. Encyclopedia. Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden beds? I should ask her about that, accept the task. Or, yes, it was probably fish. I'm not going to waste more time asking about it. Refuse task. Why not take yet another task? Why not? I should ask her. Logic. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being that suspicious. What about the trash container, child? Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Someone might have stashed something in there. Maybe there's even a lead. Okay, enough about this, Kuno. I've got other matters to address. Someone may have stashed something in there. Yes, absolutely. Why the fuck are you telling this shit to Kuno? Oh boy, I might have questions later. Let's talk about something else. Well, let's discuss the body again. Ah, there we go. Where's the rest of his armor? Number one, thing I haven't asked. Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. How come? Or, okay, another question then. How come you don't care? Kuno's fucking got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. A mutant? Look at him, he points to the body. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Oh, the child thinks he's fully grown. Oh, that's so sad. He drills his temples with his fingers in some strange, aggressive gesture. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away. What do you mean you threw it away? Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. He performs a kickoff on the imaginary helmet. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Oh dear. You threw it in the sea. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno, he repeats. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit are there at the gates. What do you mean, troubadour? Do you even know what that word means? Yeah, cock and boots. You know that jolly union cowfucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows. What did he actually ask? So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here, pretending like he likes cows, trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gates. Ask him yourself. Drama. Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information? An excellent question. And why cows? And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno? Or let it be. I am not going to let it be. If I can give this kid back even half the shit he has given me, I will have succeeded. And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, are you? Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now. Lovely child. Drama. Still seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire. My drama is the only part of me that's nice to me. Feels bad, man. Well, I've already asked all of these stuff earlier, but more on that later. Let's talk about something else. You're testing Kuno's patience here. Well, I don't think I'm going to get any further on this, so I'm off. Kuno doesn't fucking care. Okay, so let's just save, because that was a long conversation I don't want to have again. And the horribly long loading screen strikes again. Please don't crash. Thank you. Okay, we did have a quest update. Where is the rest of the armor? Has changed to go to the harbor gates, ask the Jolie Mesk about the armor, and ask the gardener about gardening in March, because that is, well, it's time for prep in gardening, but apparently our detective character self person does not know that. Okay. I actually don't want to have this conversation with the children here. So let's go through the dumpster. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. I can ask it again, why am I looking at it, open the padlock with a key, or force it. I have the key, I'm opening the padlock. With a well-oiled crack, the lid pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Inland Empire. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. What's this? Open lid. Another time, maybe. What is this? Just a feeling. A warning from some part of you. Open the lid. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. Continue. Kim, we're just in time. The lieutenant peers in. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Look under the boxes of carton. Pick at the rags. Search the food waste. Or close the lid. Look under the boxes of carton. You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy package somehow feels familiar. Interfacing. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. Used to what? Dumpster diving? Or dive further? Dive that dumpster. No, actually. Used to what? No, searching for evidence in the trash. Okay, thank you. Dive further. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Betis Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Alright, let's pick at the rags, since it's the next thing on the list. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers? Grab 'em. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. Ah. Perception, smell. Are these the victim's clothes? The smell is not nearly as bad as the cadaver. These clothes could not have been in contact with the deceased for more than 2 days after his death. I sense Kuno's work in this. Except then how did he get into the dumpster? Continue. Kim. The lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Okay. Lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked as evidence from his pocket. Drop them in here, officer. By early stages, you mean these were taken from him no more than 2 days after his death? Or just bag the trousers? By early stages? Yes, he nods. I think the clothes were taken off to get to the armor he wore, then discarded. They must have stripped him of it fast, too, the scavengers, in a matter of days. Alright, bag the trousers. The lieutenant quickly searches the jeans. Guitar mark blue jeans, pocket empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but... He looks into the container. The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it or nope out. I'm wearing the gloves. I'm reaching for it. A drab long-sleeve shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Ugh. Bag the shirt. Experience. Excellent. This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? Perception sight. The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye, but other than that... A thrown-out towel, a mug, that's all. Ah, a new quest to find out who put the clothes in the trash. Alright, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hotel cleaning the yard, or that one, he nods towards the red-haired boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them there. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Or, okay. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and this establishment has the key. It's just a small, loose thread. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here? Oh, no. Really? The fuck's he on about? Kids. The one behind the fence yells. You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something. See? Okay, proceeding. Gonna have to talk to Gart again. The lieutenant nods and looks back into the trash container. Search the food waste or the mug. I'm getting the mug too. I'm getting that mug too. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Or take the mug? An antique? Hopefully? Only in its social sensibility. Alright, take the mug. Kim. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Search the food waste. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey! What's this? What? Or elbows out, there's nothing more here. Well, obviously what? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Pick it out then. Damaged ledger. Oh. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting. How do you tell? Kim, officer, is that your paperwork? No, it can't be. Or, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Found my paperwork. Kim, it is. Look. He points to the clipboard. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? Oh, it is impossible to look good in front of Kim, apparently. Alright, it must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. Or I'd rather not talk about it right now. I'd rather not talk about it. Kim, understood. He nods, reverting his attention to the container, still stinking in front of you. All right, close the lid. The container sounds a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. The lieutenant sounds relieved. I think we got it all. I can open the lid again. I can. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. Nope, nothing new. Alright, close the lid. Container sounds a muffled gong. Okay, leave. Alright, new task. Read the ledger I just found. Oh boy. Kim, you said you didn't want to talk about the ledger. However, now that you have it back, it would not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Officially. That wasn't even a hint. Okay, so this is dancing. Okay, we have a yellow man mug. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling in rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Sumerian descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique. And damaged ledger. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case? How does one do that? Use interact button in inventory to inspect the book. Oh, interact button. I play games good. It's the ledger you found in the trash, a pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? I think I got it. Or put the ledger away. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor. For you. Now the narrator's dragging me. Conceptualization. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Okay, I can inspect the toilet paper, inspect the clip, browse the white papers, browse the yellow papers, look at the clipboard, smell the ledger, or put the ledger away. Browse the white papers. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What's in there? What are they about? Oh boy, so many words. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51 this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases. Undertaken, not completed, mind you. Logic. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. Reaction speed. What do you mean? Is that all? That's it? Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? There was mention of a naming convention here. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? Or I'm done inspecting these and close the case files. There was mention of a naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins, yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. Conceptualization. A title, one might say, even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. Or, I don't wanna. Back to the case file. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. More? Others appear more light-hearted. The Guys on a Couch in an Unexpected Location. And The Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Even the rare article-free Collapsing Tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Later, once you're done inspecting them up close. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Logic. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. Ah, commit to paper using the pen Lena gave you, or back to the case files. Commit to paper. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily, it's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager. Conceptualization. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. Cross out the ones you've already finished. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you! And you! You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? Kim. No, actually. Any ideas? Oh my. I have a choice between the Hanged Man, The Furies Are at Home in the Mirror, The Setting Sun, Shit on a Stick, or actually, I don't have one. Let's go straight forward. The Hanged Man. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. Oh. I can't help but feel that he's, like, kind of sarcastic. He flips the pages of his notebook. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out. Okay, that's it. The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover, a molten scrap of cardboard. Molten? Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more. Kim, all my cases employ a naming convention similar to what we just used. Yes, how very childish of you, he mumbles. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work amongst themselves. I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders, or Don't Mention It. Don't mention it. Your secret is safe with the rotten cabbage of papers in your hand. Writing covers almost all of the pages. I'm done expecting these, because I'm not going to ask him about caseload. You don't exactly close them so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. I can do an 83% logic to read the case files. Sure. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and the time arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, oh dear, I'm not going to read that whole thing. The Next World Mural. Wait, HDB41? Weren't those officer precinct? Or how long does it take to read a case? I don't understand that first one, so I'm going to go with how long does it take to read this? It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. What do you want to start? I can revisit this because I am actually close to my time limit for this, so I want to continue browsing. So let's browse the yellow papers. In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes like marching armies. These look like official forms waiting to be filled out. Logic. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out according to type of form. What type of forms are there? 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. Okay. Conceptualization. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. Well, until or unless we get the body down, we can't perform a field autopsy. I doubt these children have any money for a misconduct fine. Enough of these. Well, I might as well inspect the toilet paper, I guess. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Take it off, leave it there, it's cool. Or maybe it's kitchen tissue. They look exactly the same. Take it off. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better. Inspect the clip. An aluminum block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. I can run my finger along the aluminum, or enough of the clip. Run my finger along the aluminum. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Sight perception. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. Logic. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there? Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned? Point to the sticker. Kim. What? He is lost in his own notes. It takes a moment for him to see it. Yes, a halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. Interesting. What kind of information? How can I read it? Or, that's all, thank you. Interesting. What kind of information? Kim. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue. Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. Or my address, which I was going to try to figure out. How can I read it? Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. You mentioned the headlights of your Kanema? Yes, there is a pause. RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks. Interfacing. This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on. Okay, that's just leaves that's all, thank you. So conclude. He returns to his neatly kept notes. While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight. Look at the clipboard. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4-sized board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM. Shake the ledger or back to the rest of the mess? Why not? Shake the ledger! Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Perception hearing. And something small inside? Light? Made of paper or cardboard? Or dried flowers, perhaps? Or maybe my badge? Logic. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. Peek inside. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but is not see-through. You cannot see to the center. How would I open it, then? With your hands? U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. Okay, I have a 72% chance of success of opening the hidden compartment. So, let's try it. Success! The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the sides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, slide the drawer open, or wait, somehow I don't want to, or fuck no, put the ledger away. Slide the drawer open. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. What's inside? 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Not my badge. Okay. Pick up the ticket stubs. Pick up the card, which is a proceed. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole, or close the permeables compartment. Pick up the ticket stubs. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles towards each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to a zoo in Revcall East. The aquarium cost extra. These let you go there too. I may have gotten these from Lena. She and her husband do run some sort of zoo together. Okay, pick up the card. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. Smell it first, open it, put it back. Smell it first. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. Perception smell. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti. Open it. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card, looped round letters in a woman's hand. Visual calculus success. A young woman in her 20s. There's care, effort, and a smile, you think, although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins, you're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Oh. I may not like this, but I'm going to keep reading it. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step on the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. It's some sort of love letter. Well, keep reading. You, every step I take I will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Conceptualization challenging success. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. Item lost. Damaged ledger. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. Endurance. No, hold on. Hold on or fall sideways. Oh, I'm gonna hold on. Hold on. To what? There's nothing. Kim, detective, is everything all right? Fall sideways. It's possible that reading that letter was a bad idea. This is quite a loading screen. This is very much a falling sideways. Oh dear. What is happening? Begin?
There is nothing.
It's starting over.
Again.
Nothing, or just lie there passed out. Oh wait, it's not actually beginning again. Nothing?
Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Okay, I guess I'll just lie there passed out then.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who is that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that? Or nice and quiet? Nice and quiet.
Is it? The world is gone. You're no longer reacting to outward stimuli, yet still.
A bitter, caustic sense of loss remains. Even in the darkness, great sorrows slip in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff. Or no, I was cool. I'm cool. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
White morning. Smell. Tell him. Tell him?
Ah, yes, and in the olfactory system they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so, but as they say, what do you do?
Smelled so nice, or smelled like betrayal? Smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Okay, now you're just railroading me. Was that the X something? The Where is Voyager Road? There was something about a bow collector too, or enough, just lie there motionless. Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful, or yes, that. No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Well, that's not helpful. Something about a bow collector?
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Oh, I've gotten 2 new thoughts. This is excellent. Enough. Just lie there, motionless, apparently.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming back, or what is that? It's cold. Cold?
Yes, they're pouring something on you, something in you, and
It's delicious, says my perception of taste. I guess I got my booze, maybe? Kupri Knema. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Where am I? In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down to your chin. Kim, drink water. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink or... No, I don't wanna. I guess I'll drink? The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes, the darkness parts. Kim, drink. He tilts the canister. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Do you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. Okay, how did you know that? Drink. With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it. Kim, what happened? I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. Conclude. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Conclude. Fuck it. Start climbing out of the motor car. Conclude. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Item gained. Ledger of failure and hatred. Kim, right. He hands you the waterlogged remains of your ledger. You dropped this. Are you okay to proceed? Let's solve this case, or just nod. Just nod. Good. A tutorial agent has showed up again. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and as a tool equipped in your hand for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools section in your inventory. Handy. So here we go. Ledger of Failure and Hatred. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Note, mouse over the item to see effects. Okay, it gives me +1 Inland Empire, +1 Empathy, and -2 Authority. Interesting. Okay, and in the quests, we have Who Put the Clothes in the Trash is a new one. The victim's clothes were in the trash container out back, neatly folded. Who could have put them there and why? Only the whirling staff was supposed to have the key. Ask Kuno about it, and ask Gart about it. Fun. Read the watermarks. Get in front of the Kanima's headlights to read the halogen watermarks in your ledger. They may be some information about who you are. That would probably be a good one to do next time I play. And finished ones. I finished Read Your Ledger and Name the Case. And also finding my paperwork. Okay, so still so many things to do. We have new thoughts. The bow collector. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector of streetcar number 42, slowly down the slope from Voyager Road and then east on the B206 across the river to where there are no closed factories or ruins, to study at the academy. Electrical cables run overhead and the bow collector draws across them like a musical instrument. A flash. She's standing at the rear window, holding onto the rail in a spring coat, waving at you. This one reduces my authority and reduces my hand-eye coordination, but does not give me anything. So I will not be equipping that one. Let's see here. White Morning. You see yourself from above. You've passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like a Lilith Valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. This one also gives me a negative on authority. And since I'm investigating a murder, I am fairly certain that I want authority. So I'm going to leave both of those be. And what do we have here? Oh, I leveled up again. Well, the conversation with Kuno keeps telling me to raise my empathy. What does that actually... Understand others, work your mirror neurons. Info? Cool for judges of character, interviewers, and interrogators. Empathy breaks into the souls of others and forces you to feel what's inside. It enables you to notice social cues others may miss, perhaps a hidden sadness you could coax out a little more, a strange joy from someone who should be bereaved, or a hidden resentment that could return to harm you later. At high levels, empathy really puts you in other people's shoes. You'll cry for their sorrows, punch walls to relieve their angers, and be an even more unstable cop. With low empathy, however, you'll be an ungainly beast, unable to talk to anyone without upsetting them. Well, it sounds like raising my empathy is actually a good plan, but not to raise it too high. So, let's put a point in empathy. Okay, and now I will save. Because that was an awful lot of stuff that happened since the previous save. Why is this lit up? My map has been updated. I am not sure why. Okay. Now that I've saved, the stream was supposed to end at midnight, but I've gone a half an hour past already, so I think I am going to be calling it a night here. So, thank you for coming along on this small chunk of a journey that I haven't even actually left the grounds of the hotel yet, and have only talked to, I think, 5 people, but I've done so much and I've read so much. And maybe I'm not quite such a horrible person, since there seems to be some sort of tragedy lurking that's making me behave the way I am, but unfortunately at least part of the tragedy appears to be that I am an alcoholic, which, yeah, well, doesn't make me a morally bad person, but yeah. But anyway, I will be calling it a night here, and I will be back again next week with more attempts to investigate this murder and actually have a conversation with a child who does not appear to be all there, or is just really aggro. Hard to say, but I also have so many things to do, and hopefully I'll get at least a couple of them done. And have a good night to you too, love. Good night.